Is Watch Dogs Legion gonna flop? Now look, there's probably a few different groups split right down the middle here. Group 1, no, it's not gonna flop. Why are you even bringing this up, man? Don't even talk about that. Don't even speak that into existence. Group 2, yeah, man, of course it's gonna flop. I've known it's gonna flop for months, man. I hate Watch Dogs, no way. And then Group 3, I don't know, and I don't care. Now, if you ask me personally, I care a lot. Because this is honestly a game that I've been looking forward to for such a long time, and I know the original Watch Dogs, while it has gained somewhat of a cult following, dude, it flopped. Commercially, it was not what it was made out to be. People were disappointed, and honestly, frankly, upset with the first Watch Dogs game. But the second game came in like a knight in shining armor and pretty much saved the franchise from being dead on arrival after Ada Pierce's journey in Chicago. And now, Ubisoft has doubled down on Watch Dogs 2 by making a completely original, unique breath of fresh air experience in London. A place that many developers are scared to set in open world games, but Ubisoft had the balls to go out to London. And not only that, add a permadeath play as anyone system in London. That takes guts, my guy. Here's the thing though. This game was supposed to come out in March, and it was moved all the way back to October 29th. I promise you, Ubisoft did not want to release this game right now on October 29th, where it's slated to be released, because it is not a good spot for this game to be released. You know why? Because Ubisoft's franchises are feeding off of each other. And not only are they feeding off of each other, they've got a big monster, maybe the biggest monster since Grand Theft Auto 5, coming just a few weeks after Watch Dogs Legion. And I think you guys know what that is. If you don't, I'll give you a hint. What are you doing in 2077? But yeah, it's bad enough that Watch Dogs Legion has to compete only a few weeks later with Assassin's Creed, which is a much bigger, more popular IP than Watch Dogs, and is also Ubisoft. But to also have to compete with Cyberpunk 2077, a game that's been crazy hyped since 2013 and has like a loyal, die-hard fan base for a game and a franchise that hasn't even released yet, that's going to be tough competition. I know what you guys are saying. Two things. First thing, okay, well, it's Ubisoft on Ubisoft, so, I mean, whether they're getting money from Valhalla or from Watch Dogs Legion, doesn't matter, the money's going to Ubisoft. Yeah, but then they might look at Watch Dogs Legion and say, that didn't perform well, I don't know if we want to do that again, which is a real shame because it looks like such an ambitious, awesome project, and I really do think it's going to be an awesome game. And you guys are also probably saying, okay, Legion comes out on October 29th, Valhalla November 10th, and then Cyberpunk on November 19th. That gives plenty of space for these games to breathe and kind of build each individual market for each game. The problem here is there are a lot of similarities between Cyberpunk and Legion. I know for a gamer who's been looking into these games, you kind of delve beneath the surface, they're completely different, I know. But on the surface, for especially casual gamers, where this game's going to be marketed to a lot of casual gamers, they're very similar, and gamers are going to end up picking between one or the other, and they're probably going to pick Cyberpunk, because like I said, that one's going to be an absolute juggernaut. And while I do think Legion is going to be really good, it's not going to be the juggernaut that 2077 is going to be. And as far as the release dates go, dude, I know October 29th to November 10th seems like a lifetime for a lot of us, especially in the world we live in right now. But dude, usually for games, that is nothing. That's like 3 seconds, because Ubisoft's going to have to basically market the crap out of Legion, like go full court press. And then instead of, after launch, continuing to market the game, they're going to have to flop right over to Valhalla. Right away. They won't even have time to even blink an eye at Legion once it releases. They have to go right to Valhalla and start marketing that. So there's only so many TV ads, so many YouTube ads, so many posters, so many billboards. Like, there's not an unlimited amount of this stuff, right? I mean, like, this is premium stuff that Watch Dogs Legion will not be able to hold. And that's going to affect the marketing big time, bro. People only have so much money. Not everybody can go and afford to like shell out $60 or $80 in Canada for like Cyberpunk and Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion and a next gen console. Like, you know, like there's so much stuff here. It's really tough for consumers to be able to get it all, so they have to choose. And for them to make their decision, you have to pick the superior one. I mean, let's be real. You're going to pick the superior game, especially if you're only able to pick one. You're going to pick the best one. And Watch Dogs Legion is not positioned to be the best one right now. That's the worrying part. Alright, that was the bad news. The good news is, this isn't just another game, man. Like, we've seen so many open world games, and this is not just another open world game. This one is special, right? And I'm hearing a lot of people say that it doesn't play like a Ubisoft game. And for a Ubisoft game, trust me, that is a huge compliment. So the fact that it's unique and it's actually fresh and it's not just a gimmick, like, oh, look, you can play as anybody, and it's so surface level, maybe it's not deep and it's kind of just a stupid mechanic. The fact that it's not like that, and from what I'm hearing, it's deep, it's immersive and different, that could really work in Legion's favor, because that's what gets people talking. You know, the 860-second GTA clone released in the past 5 years, nobody's going to be talking about that. People are going to be talking about the game where you can be a grandma and go down to the fight club and win an entire underground fighting tournament as a granny. You know, that's what people are going to be talking about. Or the fact that you can actually ride on a drone and fly through the city of London. And the fact that there's permadeath and you can lose your characters. Like, this type of originality, that's what Legion has working in its favor. And that's how it's going to compete against Cyberpunk. I truly believe it's going to take second place behind Cyberpunk. But it's really going to have a tough fight against Valhalla. Because, dude, the Assassin's Creed fandom is fierce, my guy. It is strong. And that is just plain stupid for Ubisoft. That they have to, like, their biggest competition is themselves. Like, I don't know why. I know it had to be delayed because of the pandemic, and I understand that. But did it really have to be put here? It's, like, such a bad spot for it to be. It couldn't be released. I mean, okay, I'm no game developer. Who am I to be saying, oh yeah, why don't you just release your game in July? But it would have been so much better if the game was competing against like Ghost of Tsushima versus Cyberpunk and AC Valhalla. All that being said though, I still have my fingers crossed that Legion is going to somehow be a success. And I don't mean a success like a cult classic like Saints Row 2, for example. I mean like a financial, commercial success. That's what I want, because that's how we're going to get another game like this. We need to support original games like this so we can get more better games like this. Games that aren't afraid to experiment, to test the waters. That's what we need. If you're new here, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.